Hey, what's up? My name is JJ and this is the Electro-Harmonix Deluxe Memory Man 550TT. This is an upgraded version of the classic analog delay pedal, the Deluxe Memory Man, that set the benchmark for analog delays about 30 years ago. Upgraded version because it has expression pedal control over 5 parameters, blend rate, feedback depth and delay time, and it's got a built-in effects loop. And of course, TT stands for tap tempo, which is really nice to have if you're playing with a rhythm section. You want to exactly time your delays. It's also got a little button for note subdivisions. So without further ado, let's check out the Deluxe Memory Man 550TT. Here's a classic analog delay tone with a shorter delay time. Now I'll let you hear how you can use the Memory Man's effects loop. I've hooked up a slammy pedal into the effects loop and set it up for an octave up effect with no dry guitar signal. And since this is a feedback kind of loop, every repeat is going to be one octave up from the previous one. Check this out. Pretty cool, huh? Now I've also dialed in some modulation, kind of a vibrato effect to give it more of an organ sound. Okay, let's have a listen. Alright, let's have a closer look at the pedal. As you can see, it's got input and output jacks, pretty self-explanatory. And it's also got an effects loop, so effects send and return to hook up, different pedals that are going to affect the repeated signal only. Then you can also hook up an external expression pedal that you can use to control either of these 5 parameters. You can also hook up an external tap switch, which is useful if your Memory Man is sitting on the back row of pedals or you can't reach it very easily with your feet. You can put the tap switch in the front row and then still use the tap tempo function. Like any other delay pedal, it has a delay time knob, controls the delay time, feedback controls the number of repeats, and blend controls how loud the repeats are going to be, of course. Let's listen to my dry guitar sound. Okay, let's engage the Memory Man. Pretty nice, organic sounding analog delay. Okay, now of course I can set the delay time using the delay time knob. So now it's longer. And here's the maximum delay time if you're interested. Now that should be long enough for most musical applications in my opinion. Now of course you can also tap the tempo. And that's going to overrule the settings of this knob and vice versa. Check it out. Alright, now let's just tap a tempo. Right now it's just going to give me straight ahead delays. And I can also use the tap divide function, put it to dotted eighth notes for instance. Triplets, normal eighth notes, eighth note triplets, and 16th notes. Alright, so pretty useful feature, the tap divide function. Let's have a look at the modulation on this thing. I advise you to be really careful. Don't put it at noon, it's going to sound very wobbly. Here's just a nice modulation sound. handle with care. Okay, it does sound pretty nice, you know, somewhat like this. Pretty subtle, almost like a tape echo. All right. Now, of course, you can also use the modulation without the delay. So I'm just gonna put the feedback down, see what that sounds like. Now, there are also a couple of very cool hidden features to the 550 TT. One of them being that you can overclock the delay time. And that means is when you set the delay time to the maximum position, that's the longest delay that you can get. But when you tap a tempo that is longer than that setting, it's going to overclock, and that sounds very cool. So it's almost a robotic delay. Another cool hidden feature is that you can make it feedback by holding the tap switch. And that is something that I always like to do, you know, by putting the feedback knob up high, making it feedback. But it's also pretty cool to be able to do that with your foot and not having to get down to your pedal board and twist the knobs. Alright, let's hear some more sounds. For the first guitar in this example, I will make volume swells using my guitar's volume knob like this. And I've set up the Deluxe Memory Man with the feedback up quite high, about 2, 3 o'clock. Blend is at 12 o'clock, and I've also dialed in some nice modulation to create a nice background. The second guitar will also employ a nano big muff for a Guitar Hero style lead sound with the maximum delay setting, just straight up delay, no modulation. Check it out. Now, I have owned and played many delay pedals, and I've tried most of Electro-Harmonix's delay pedals. I've owned an XO series Memory Man for a very long time, and I really like that pedal, and this one I like even better. I always found on the original Memory Man that having a 24 volts power supply isn't very convenient. This one runs on a regular 9 volts power supply. They've also tweaked the modulation section, if I'm not mistaken. I find the modulation effects more usable than on the original, and having tap tempo is an absolute blessing when playing with the rhythm section. I also like having the effects loop because inserting effects in there and finding new sounds can really spark new song ideas too. So it's a truly excellent pedal. Do you need more delay time than 550 milliseconds? I don't think so, not for most applications. Having it would be nice though. So I would love to try the 1100 TT, but you know, that's such a rare pedal, and I'm really happy with this one. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. Go to ehx.com for more cool effects. See you next time. JJ out.